Celebrations surrounding the hoisting of the national tricolour are generally witnessed on 15th August and 26th January. You may wonder why it's happening here on 17th September. The monarch, the 7th Nizam, Nawab Mir Usman Ali Khan, who ruled the state of Hyderabad, was renowned as the richest person in the whole of India. While he ruled 21 lakh square kilometers of land, he owned 2 lakh square kilometers of land, almost 10% as his personal private property. While he was obscenely wealthy, his subjects were pathetically poor. Since the formation of the independent Islamic State of Pakistan was imminent, the Nizam of Hyderabad also envisaged a separate independent country, which he could rule over as head of the Islamic State of Hyderabad.
अगर कल ब्रिटिश राज ख़त्म होगा और वो यहाँ से चले जाएंगे तो मेरा भारत देश में शामिल होने का कोई सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता। मैं एक खुद मुख्तार हुकूमत सल्तनत इस्लामिया आसिफिया कायम करूँगा।
Once Nizam said, सलातीन सलफ सब हो चुके नजरे अजल उस्मा मुसलमानों का तेरी सल्तनत से है नशा बाकी. He said all the Muslim rulers have died. There is no more impact of Islam. If there is any impact, it is due to Usman Ali Khan.
It was during that period that the Ittihadul Muslimin, a dominant Muslim organization, was headed by Nawab Bahadur Yar Jung.
Bahadur Yar Jung said there is some change needed. He said, मुसलमानों से तेरी सल्तनत का है नशा. It is due to Muslims that your rule is there. Then Nizam felt a danger. He said, see, these people are going to come against me, not Hindus. They say it was Nizam who was responsible for the killing of Bahadur Yar Jung. And when Bahadur Yar Jung died, the successor was a more dangerous person, Qasim Razvi. And he formed a militant organization of Razakar.
Razakar literally means a volunteer who dedicates himself in the service of God. But ironically, the Razakars then acted in just the opposite manner.
Though the Hindus were in majority and the ruler was a Muslim, we find that their people were living very harmony and they were leading a very good life without having no conflict amongst themselves. But when the period of the 7th Nizam, Nawab Mir Usman Ali Khan starts, we find that a great drastic change has taken place.
The monarch, the 7th Nizam, Nawab Mir Usman Ali Khan, who ruled the state of Hyderabad, was renowned as the richest person in the whole of India. While he ruled 21 lakh square kilometers of land, he owned 2 lakh square kilometers of land, almost 10% as his personal private property. While he was obscenely wealthy, his subjects were pathetically poor. Since the formation of the independent Islamic State of Pakistan was imminent, the Nizam of Hyderabad also envisaged a separate independent country, which he could rule over as head of the Islamic State of Hyderabad.
अगर कल ब्रिटिश राज खत्म होगा और वो यहाँ से चले जाएंगे तो मेरा भारत देश में शामिल होने का कोई सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता। मैं एक खुद मुख्तार हुकूमत सल्तनत इस्लामिया आसिफिया कायम करूँगा।
Once Nizam said, सलातीन सलफ सब हो चुके, नजरे अजल उस्मा मुसलमानों का तेरी सल्तनत से है नशा बाकी. He said all the Muslim rulers have died. There is no more impact of Islam. If there is any impact, it is due to Usman Ali Khan.
It was during that period that the Ittihadul Muslimin, a dominant Muslim organization, was headed by Nawab Bahadur Yar Jung.
Bahadur Yar Jung said there is some change needed. He said, मुसलमानों से तेरी सल्तनत का है नशा. It is due to Muslims that your rule is there. Then Nizam felt a danger. He said, see, these people are going to come against me, not Hindus. They say it was Nizam who was responsible for the killing of Bahadur Yar Jung. And when Bahadur Yar Jung died, the successor was a more dangerous person, Qasim Razvi. And he formed a militant organization of Razakar.
Razakar literally means a volunteer who dedicates himself in the service of God. But ironically, the Razakars then acted in just the opposite manner. The Razakars were notorious for their atrocities on Hindus. They stepped up their hate campaign with increased atrocities with the aim of driving the Hindus out of the state of Hyderabad. Many resisted their criminal acts, and some freedom fighters risked their lives to rescue and save the honor and dignity of women. One such freedom fighter is the late Ramchandra Veerappa.
ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳದು ಮರ್ಯಾದ ಉಳಿಸೋ ಸಲ ನನ್ನ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆನ ಕಳ್ಳ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು.
It cost me my intestine to save the honor of a woman.
ಏನಂತೀರಿ?
I could not tolerate it when I saw them unclothing her.
During that resistance, freedom fighters required weapons to counter the Razakars. And it is important to note that several women too played a big role in supplying weapons.
मग आम्ही शस्त्रास्त्रांची ने-आण केली. हातात प्रत्यक्ष शस्त्र मी घेतलं नाही पण
We used to smuggle weapons.
The Communist Party was established in Hyderabad state. But due to circumstances then, it portrayed itself as a non-political organization. Their activists started working along with the local state congress and operated along with non-political organizations like the Andhra Mahasabha, Karnatak Parishad and Maharashtra Parishad. Simultaneously, the Hindu Mahasabha and Arya Samaj launched their satyagraha named Bhaganagar Nishastra Parishad. While freedom of religion and civil rights were their principal demands, the local state congress demanded a responsible political system. Dr. B.C. Mahabaleshwarappa got his doctorate for his thesis on the integration of Hyderabad, Karnataka.
The nationalists, under the leadership of Swami Ramananda Tirth, who gave a secular color to this historic struggle and instructed our Samajists, the Hindu Mahasabha people and the state congress to join together in launching what is known as Joint Union Movement to bring pressure on Nizam government to concede and join the Union of India.
However, despite only 12% of the population being Muslim and 88% non-Muslim, the Nizam had a different idea. He was bent on becoming the monarchical head of an independent Islamic state of Hyderabad. To make that happen, he had already encouraged large number of Muslims from the rest of India to settle in the state of Hyderabad. The Razakars continued atrocities on Hindus with the aim of driving out Hindus from the state of Hyderabad. It was then that the Arya Samaj volunteers, especially Chandrasekhar Patil, fought to safeguard the cause of Hindus and Hinduism. There were many nationalist Muslims who supported the cause of the movement, like Habibuddin, Zulfikar Hussain, Shoaibullah Khan, and several others. The Nizam took various policy decisions which caused great unrest among the people who made up the population of the state of Hyderabad. While a majority of the people used Telugu as their mother tongue, followed by Marathi and Kannada and Urdu, the Nizam, however, chose to make Urdu the official language of communication and administration. All official papers were in Urdu.
Perhaps there is a strange relationship binding together the swaying sea, the silvery moon, and emotions of the human heart.
गुजरात मैरीटाइम बोर्ड स्थापन होने के बाद शिप ब्रेकिंग के लिए शुरू में उन्होंने सब प्राइवेट जो बिजनेसमैन थे उनको प्लॉट्स भाड़े पे दिए थे और शिप ब्रेकिंग वो करेंगे और हम वो प्लॉट्स उनको भाड़े पे देंगे और उसका जो डे टू डे वर्किंग है वो तो प्लॉट ओनर देखेगा, लेकिन उसकी सेफ्टी या सुविधा वगैरह देनी हमारी जवाबदारी होती है। तो शुरू में मेरे ख्याल से 5 लोगों ने अलंग शुरू किया। तो आज की तारीख में 184 प्लॉट्स है यहाँ अलग अलग साइज़ के, और कहने का मतलब कि हम यहाँ 184 जहाज साथ में लगा सकते हैं।
The temples of Lord Krishna at Dwarika and Lord Shiva at Somnath grace the coast of Saurashtra in Gujarat. It is along this coast that Alang is situated. Why is Alang considered ideal for ship breaking?
भारत में पूरी दुनिया में अलग ही क्यों? एक तो इतना बड़ा जो किनारा है 10 किलोमीटर, और आज की तारीख में हम लोग 1-2 किलोमीटर दोनों तरफ जा भी सकते हैं, नॉर्थ में और साउथ में, उत्तर और दक्षिण में जा सकते हैं। अलंग की पॉजिटिव बात मैं बताता हूँ कि आपने देखा होगा कोई भी जहाज चले तो ऐसा 15 डिग्री में चलता है, तो वो जो 15 डिग्री का स्लोप है वो नेचुरल स्लोप पूरी दुनिया में सिर्फ अलंग में ही है। बाकी सब जगह चाहे सपाट जमीन होगी, प्लेन जमीन होगी, तो उसमें वो जहाज जो ऐसे आता है या तो जहाज पूरा चलते हुए डायरेक्ट प्लॉट तक लिया जाता है, तो जो 15 डिग्री सिर्फ अलंग में है। दूसरा उसका जो सी बॉटम या जहाज समुद्र का जो तल बोलते हैं वो सॉफ्ट मड का है, बहुत कम यहाँ रॉक्स है, तो गलती से जहाज स्पीड में भी आ गया तो नीचे कुछ डैमेज नहीं होता है। मतलब जो जहाज खरीदता है शिप ब्रेकर्स, उसको पूरा का पूरा जहाज वो काट सकते हैं। तीसरी बात, जो भर्ती और ओट का जो डिफरेंस है वो 10 मीटर या 10 मीटर से ऊपर पूरी दुनिया में सिर्फ अलंग में है।
The water currents at Alang are the second strongest in the world. The blue waters of the sea, the blue sky above, and the blue lights of the ship all combine to form a picture painted absolutely blue. Incidentally, blue symbolizes serenity, splendor, and space. Well, let's accompany these customs officers on board the ship. Climbing the narrow, steep ladder can be tricky and dangerous.
Drop the bottom tanks. Where is the bottom side? This is the bottom. This is the bottom. So, okay.
The process of granting permission for a ship to be beached on the Indian shore is a complicated one.
And this document capacity plan.
On arrival, on board, any narcotics, any arms ammunition?
Not any.
No?
Any stowaway? Not any, sir.
It is indeed an irony that this ship hold 20,500 tons of iron would be broken down into bits and pieces of iron by machines made of iron. The Indian government has empowered the Customs Department to check against smuggling of drugs, narcotics, alcohol, explosives, against anti-national activity that may occur whenever a ship is brought in for breaking. The ship is thoroughly checked as a part of efforts to prevent such activities. Every nook and corner of the ship checked thoroughly before permission is granted for the ship to be brought ashore. Steel rods, plates, doors and door frames obtained during the process of breaking the ship are separated and taken away. Much of this material will be utilized later in the process of reconstruction.
Our beloved tricolor, a flag that commands our respect, a flag that inspires every Indian, a flag that we are identified with, a flag that stirs our emotions. But what is this? This saddens us. After all, what is this tricolor flag? Is it just a piece of cloth? An inanimate object that can be purchased in the market? A flag subject to the mercy of the wind? It may flutter or it may not. Is the flag so important? Should we all respect it? Is it so sacred? To know the answers, let us peep into a few pages of our history. the first war of Indian independence. Bahadur Shah Zafar fought under this flag with lotus and roti. But Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and other martyrs fought under their own flags. The revolt was crushed, but the need for a common flag was realized. Our thinkers were impressed by Western political thought, especially the French Revolution and its motto, liberty, equality and fraternity, acquainted the Indians with the idea of nationalism. Thinkers and reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy crusaded for liberty and equality in India, inspired by the French tricolour. In 1885, Indian National Congress came into being, but it had no flag of its own. Sister Nivedita, an Irish disciple of Swami Vivekananda, conceived of a national flag for India. It was square in shape, 108 jyotis all along the border, Vajra, and Vande Mataram in Bengali script. When earthquake, famine, and plague wreaked havoc on the nation, partition of Bengal was inflicted upon the people. The leaders condemned it and declared it a black day. The people took to the streets in protest, and since then, Vande Mataram became the song of the nation.